Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I'm your host, the game changer, Wes Troop. And you see I'm still on my cell phone this time for the camera. We are here at the new A-List Studios and I'm getting everything set up, trying to figure out where I want to film the A-List. So right now we're going to film it right here. At least this week, and maybe next week, we'll see. See how long it takes me to get everything set up, peeps. So, this week I have 4 movies for you guys that I'm going to review. 2 theatrical releases, one that just came out this week, one that was in limited release last week, but came out more this week in more theaters. A movie that I finally caught on DVD and Blu-ray that had just come out earlier this year, and I haven't done one of these in a long time. This is a random review. I'm gonna start, because I have so many DVDs that I never saw, and other movies that I just haven't reviewed. I'm gonna bring back the random review, and I'm just gonna pick a random movie out of my collection every week that I haven't watched or haven't reviewed yet, and we're gonna review it, whatever it is. So that's fun. Wait till you see what this week's is. So, as the Black Eyed Peas say, let's get it started in here. The first up is my review. It's a reboot / sequel, and it's driving into a theater near you. Here's my review of the Transporter Refueled. Frank Martin is a former mercenary turned transporter who delivers packages for some unsavory folks. He ends up getting involved with a group of prostitutes that are banding together to take out their boss. Frank must do whatever the ladies of the night say, or his father will die from a poison he was secretly drugged with. So what did I think of the Transporter Refueled? I thought it's a lame action sequel / reboot. I've seen so many different trailers for this film so many times, it already felt like I had seen the actual movie. Everything here screams generic action flick. From the car chases, the usual fight sequences, a scene with almost every character in the movie pointing a gun at one another, and a finale on a boat. I'm on a boat. One of the few scenes I actually enjoyed was the car going through an airport, which of course was shorter than it should have been. Some of the scenes also felt like I was watching a car commercial. The script is packed with some laughably bad lines and a slew of face-palming moments. The forgettable cookie-cutter villains are weak as well. Possibly the worst thing about this film, however, is its star. Ed Skrein steps into the role of Frank Martin, played before by Jason Statham, of course. While Statham is one of the biggest badasses in Hollywood today, the same cannot be said about his replacement. Skrein brings about zero charisma to the table, not making us care about his character. It feels as though he's doing his Jason Statham impersonation throughout the entire film, making some of his lines hard to catch. And when he's not fighting, this transporter likes to complain a lot. Ray Stevenson is the highlight as Frank Martin Sr., Frank's dad who ends up getting kidnapped, Lone Shanbonnel as Anna, a prostitute who wants to make her life better for herself and her friends, and Gabriella Wright, Tatjana Pajovic, and Wenixa Yu as Anna's friends and sidekicks, who also get involved in the operation. Unfortunately for the hopeful fans of the series, the Transporter Refueled runs out of gas quickly. I'm gonna give it the rating of 2 words for you, Transporter. Suck it. Yeah. This one was pretty bad. I've actually only seen the first Transporter, but I just assumed 2 and 3 were better than this. Basically, I think they're all the same movies. The same kind of movie, at least. And I don't really remember much about the Transporter other than the fact that Jason Statham was in it. I saw it when it came out on DVD, when it first came out on DVD. So I might have to rewatch those and review them as random reviews. But anyway, that'll be in the future. I really think this movie could have been more tolerable if it had a more known cast. Because if you like people in the cast, you're more likely to glare over certain stuff. Or, you know, you're ready to, you can forgive a few things if it's a bad script or whatnot, if at least they have likable actors in it. The only person I knew was Ray Stevenson, who thankfully was really good in this role. He is the best part of the movie. The main girl was pretty good too, who I thought was actually Mary Elizabeth Winstead in all the trailers. I thought, is that her? Because I like her. That's what I thought. I guess I'll find out. Totally not. Totally someone else. But other than that, yeah, this is... Oh, man. This is generic action movie. It's not at its best. Like I said, the star is very forgettable. It might be the first and last time I ever see this guy. Oh, I heard he plays the villain in Deadpool. So hopefully he'll be a little more entertaining in that and doesn't bomb in that movie too. But my advice for Transporter Refueled is skip this one in the theater. If you are a fan and have to see this, wait till it comes on DVD. Or you can get it from Netflix or Redbox for like a very low price. Because I don't know if you're going to like it or not. So I did not really enjoy this. I'm not going to say it's going to make my worst 10 of the year because I've seen some bad shit. But it's not good. Alright, and the other film I'm reviewing that's in theaters this week, some it just opened, some it was in theaters last week, but I finally got the chance to see it, not that I was like on my hands and knees waiting for it, but this is a religious drama. It was number 2 at the box office last week, which is weird because it was limited release, but here is my review of War Room. A real estate agent becomes friends with an elderly client who is very religious. When she finds out the agent is having trouble in her marriage, she shows her the closet she uses for prayer called her, get ready for it, War Room. The lady tells her new friend in order to save her family, she has to pray no matter how bad things may get. So what did I think of War Room? I thought it's a lousy religious drama. And not just because it's religious. There are some religious movies I like, but this is... Take the religious part out of it, this is a bad movie. The film has a very made-for-TV movie vibe surrounding it, or a religious Tyler Perry movie feel, and is very heavy-handed with its messages. It also seems to blame wives for everything wrong in a marriage. It says even if a man is verbally abusive, plans to cheat on his wife, and the two of you hate each other, the only way to fix things is for the woman to pray for the man. The wife in this movie does just that after cleaning out her closet to make a prayer room. In one of the many unintentionally funny scenes, the wife screams through the house at the devil to leave her husband alone. This exact same dialogue could have been used in a horror film, funny enough. This made me laugh more than some of the comedies released this year, but not when it was supposed to. The jokes rarely hit, and the ones that miss are shockingly bad, like the running joke about the main character's stinky feet. The movie also could have ended an hour in, but adds unneeded subplots to keep things going, like a jump rope competition. Whoo, doggies! It's hard for me to believe that a husband does a complete 180 from being a total D-bag with no redeeming qualities to father/husband of the year in a matter of weeks. Priscilla Schreier stars as Elizabeth Jordan, the real estate agent who begins to pray for all the problems in her life to go away. T.C. Stallings as Tony Jordan, Liz's hotshot pharmaceutical rep husband, who is fed up with their marriage and constantly fights with her. Karen Abercrombie, where's Finch? as Miss Clara, Liz's client who teaches her the way she prays, and Elena Pitts as Danielle, Liz and Tony's daughter, fascinated by her mom's new passion. War Room might have some entertaining moments, but feels more like a propaganda piece than a faith-based film. I'm gonna give it the rating of, get it ready, suck it. 2 in a row, baby. Okay, the next movie that came out on DVD and Blu-ray a little while ago, and I finally got the chance to check it out on my Netflix queue. It's a horror/comedy. I think you guys will enjoy it. Here's my review of What We Do in the Shadows. A documentary film crew follows a group of vampire friends preparing for the event of the Unholy Masquerade. The crew wears crucifixes to protect themselves, but other humans are not so lucky. One of the victims isn't just used as nourishment, but is turned into a vampire himself. The new vampire enters the group of friends and brings a number of problems into the mix. So what did I think of What We Do in the Shadows? I thought it's a fun and unique horror comedy. If you're sick of shaky cam films, don't pass this up because it shares the same style. The film is more of a comedy than it is scary, but there might just be a few moments that are unsettling to some. The jokes are pretty funny, and I laughed quite a few more times than I expected to. For good reasons, not like the last 2 movies. There's also a few cool fight scenes as well. The story follows the vampires who range from 300 to 8,000 years old. They tell us how they became vampires and their backgrounds before and after they were turned. The vampires have to blend in on the street with others and have to be invited into buildings. Some humans act as servants to the creatures and actually bring them their meal, which of course is a live, unsuspecting human. There's also a gang of werewolves who are pretty hilarious. The cast all do great work and stars Jermaine Clement as Vladislav, a vampire who was screwed out of spending his afterlife with the woman he loved a few decades back, Jonathan Brugge as Deacon, a former Nazi vampire, Takai Waititi as Viago, a vamp with a bitter blood feud with a foe known as the Beast. Kill the Beast! Ben Francham as Peter, the creature who resembles Nosferatu, Corey Gonzalez-McCure as Nick, the human-turned-vampire who loves to brag around town about his new lifestyle, and Stu Rutherford as Stu, funny enough, Nick's human friend that the vampires prefer more than Nick. If you're looking for a different kind of horror or comedy film, don't be afraid to sink your teeth into What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah, this is Josh and Angie Taylor, friends of mine, recommended this movie to me. I actually had never heard of it, and I saw it was coming in Redbox, so I threw it up on my Netflix queue, and it's a very unique movie. If you're a fan of the horror genre, or comedy genre for that matter, you like both genres, check this movie out. It's definitely worth your dollar, or if you have Netflix, put it in your queue. It's definitely worth checking it out. And finally, here's the random review for this week. This is a film that came out, it was released in 2010, and I've never seen it. I got it for free, I believe, and I just got it to get it, because I'm like, whatever, I'll watch it sometime, and it's been a shelf warmer ever since. I'm trading in some DVDs, so I want to get rid of this one. And that I did. Here is my review of the horror/thriller, I guess you could call it, Case 39. A social worker is given a new case where a child named Lily is suffering from neglect and hunger. When she meets the girl's parents, they are anything but normal. A few days later, the woman receives a call from Lily for help, and when she gets to the house, the parents are trying to shove the girl into the oven. Are we looking forward to that next week as well with the visit? The girl is saved, and the caseworker brings Lily to her house until they can find a new family to adopt her. Only the girl may be hiding more than anyone could imagine. So what did I think of Case 39? I thought it's an awful horror film. This is yet another recent film in the genre that flat out isn't scary. The elements are more stupid than they are terrifying, especially a scene with bees flying out of one of the characters' ears. Okay. Of course, there are some highly predictable and badly placed jump scares that didn't do their job. You could see them coming a mile away, and they didn't scare anybody. After she comes home with the caseworker, strange things begin to happen to people who interact with Lily, and she starts to act odd. Only she doesn't begin to act terrifying, she acts bratty and annoying and spins in a chair like the Mad Tea Party. Bad CGI and overacting are just the cherry on top here. The cast is wasted and stars Renee Zellweger as Emily Jenkins, the caseworker who feels sorry for her latest case and brings her home, Jodelle Ferland as Lilith Sullivan, the young girl who might actually be evil, Ian McShane as Mike Barron, a detective and Emily's friend, and Bradley Cooper, American Sniper Bradley Cooper. Oh boy. Well, they can't all be winners, right? As Doug Eames, a psychiatrist who wants to help Lily out. The tagline for the movie is "Some cases should never be opened." When it comes to Case 39, some DVD cases should never be opened. Case 39, I got 2 words for ya. Suck it. This movie, if you ever come across this on Netflix, if you're like, oh, this might be alright, don't. If a friend has it at their house and they're like, did you ever see this? Don't. Don't do it. It's not horribly bad that it's funny. It's just bad. In fact, I knew this was gonna be bad. I never saw it before, and the next day I traded it in with my trades at a used DVD store, and traded it for something much better. Yeah, this is not a good horror movie at all. It's not a good bad horror movie. It's just a bad movie. Alright, well that does it for this week. Next week I will be back with yet another random review. Oh, and I know what it is. You can't miss that one. It's another beaut. We'll put it that way. As well as opening in theaters, we've got The Visit, which I think could be amazingly good or amazingly bad. And also, next week, I hope it comes here. I haven't seen any coming attraction posters in the theater here for it, but The Perfect Guy. I'm assuming it's gonna come here. That's gonna be next week. Until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. youtube.com/westside of 515. Like the Facebook page, facebook.com/WestTroopAlist. Follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram at WestAlist. And of course, you can buy my book, The A-List Review 2014 Movie Review Yearbook. Over 150 reviews, only $10. Contact me through Facebook or Twitter if you're interested. Until next time, Troop out.